Hello everyone, we are back again, and today in this particular lecture we will be covering few examples, and these examples that we will be discussing today in these term symbols will specifically be related to these atomic terms or spectroscopic terms. See, when we are just trying to solve the examples now, in context to the previous lecture, we are very much aware of what things we require, and we very well know that it is 2s plus 1 L and J that we want, and we have a parallel formula n plus 1 L and J. But today, while just discussing the atomic term or spectroscopic term, in this category of term symbols, we will majorly focus on 2s plus 1 and L. We will not think much about J. We will take 5 to 6 random examples in this short video today. Let us start with a very simple example and mention it as titanium 2 plus, Ti2 plus. We are very much aware regarding the general electronic configuration of titanium with atomic number 22, that is argon 18 4s2 3d2. So for the atomic term or the spectroscopic term, let us first write the electronic configuration of titanium, and it is argon 18 4s2 3d2. Now when we shift from titanium to titanium 2 plus, we are quite confident, and henceforth we will end up with 3d2. 4s0, so no need to write. Now make this point very clear while learning that you are removing the electron from the outermost shell first, and that is the reason why the 4s electrons vanished first when we had a Ti2 plus. So now I'll mention the detailed configuration. So these 5 squares indicate the orbitals, and this whole set is d suborbit, and as there are 2 electrons, depending upon the Hund and the Pauli's rule, we would mention it like this. Now again, when you have 3 orbitals in a suborbit P, or 5 orbitals in a suborbit D, or 7 orbitals in a suborbit F, we are very much clear that for term symbols we will not go, or we will not mention minus L to plus L, but we will mention plus L to minus L, and therefore this will be plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1 and minus 2. So I'll write the same over here. Plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1 and minus 2. Now let us first calculate the total spin S, and it is the sum of the spins. So it will be 1/2 and 1/2. So we will have it as 1. And we very well know that this can be correlated with n. So even if someone has mentioned n plus 1 L J, and as of now, as we are discussing the atomic term or the spectroscopic term, and we will only focus on these 2 parameters in each equation, we can very well say that as S is 1, 2s will be 2, and when we correlate it with n by just writing n is equal to 2s, 2 into 1, 2, it very clearly mentions regarding the 2 unpaired electrons. So we are clear with that. And now just moving a step ahead, thinking for L, this one electron will have the value +2 multiplied by 1 plus 1 again multiplied by 1. Don't get confused. This +2 is the value for this particular electron. This +1 is again the value for this particular electron, and this plus symbol is because of the summation of all ml values. So when we will add it up, we will end up with +3, and generally we keep all these things in modulus, so it will always be a positive term. So we will mention only 3. So this 3 will now be taken as the corresponding value S, P, D and F, and therefore I will write it as F. If we are sticking only to the atomic terms or the spectroscopic terms, be very clear, we will only have 2s plus 1 and L. 2s plus 1 can be replaced by n plus 1 and L. No need to go for the J values, while just going for the atomic term or spectroscopic term, which falls under the category of term symbols. So over here I have this 1, I have this F. Keeping these values in our actual formula, 2s plus 1 and L, let me replace it by 2 into 1 plus 1 and L, so I'll end up by 3F. So this is how we work. This is how an example can be solved in this term symbol category. So this is a kind of an example that sometimes if asked needs to be solved. Here might be a question regarding the J, but as I already mentioned it in the previous class, that before going into that category, I want to make very clear L greater than S and L less than S concept, and henceforth I am not going to involve it over here. So this is the question and we are supposed to solve this. So let us take 2 more examples. As told earlier, this will be a very short but informative video regarding these basic examples that we are undergoing. And again, just we have solved titanium, and now let us think of some different atom or ion. You can even go for atoms, it is nothing like that, but let us select ions. So going for another ion, let us think a bit different, and let us now write Zn2 plus. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting when we have Zn2 plus. But before solving Zn2 plus, let us go for Mn2 plus. So now we are taking into consideration Mn2 plus. See, when I am interested or I want to find out the atomic or spectroscopic term for Mn2 plus, I will start with a very basic part, that is manganese, R118, 3d5, 4s2. Just going towards Mn2 plus, I will just make it argon 18, 3d5, 4s is ideally 0, and so we do not consider it. Now as it is 3d5, let us make it very clear with the 5 electrons pertaining to the Pauli and the Hans rule. Just now we have discussed that this will be the corresponding values of the orbital, and now is the time to calculate S, the spin, or rather say the total spin, and then the L. While going for the total spin, it will be 5 times 1/2. So just now I told you it is going to become interesting when we cross D5. So see what happens over here. Over here it will be 5/2. And now the value of L, very interesting, plus 2 into 1 plus 1 into 1, 0 into 1, minus 1 into 1, and minus 2 into 1, and interestingly it would be 0. And when it comes 0, be crystal clear that you are talking about the corresponding value S. And now I am just inserting it over here, 2S plus 1 and L. As of now, no J. So I will very clearly mention over here 2 into 5/2 plus 1 S. And now while solving this, it will be very clear for me that it would be 6S. So this is how it works. Generally, it's a very general statement that I am going to speak, that whenever you get the value of L equal to S, just keep a simple thing in mind, that there might be the total sum of azimuthal quantum values pertaining to each electron resulting into 0 for S, when the value corresponds to S. So this is another example of Mn2 plus. And now let us move toward the third example that I have already placed over here, which has to be the second one, Zn2 plus. But I will also ask you at a later stage to calculate few other very good questions that are asked in the exams, and if at all you are continuously learning or studying with us in this set of questions, I would rather ask you to mail me the questions you find regarding the term symbols, because now I am interested in directly make you solve those questions or discuss those questions with you. So here first of all I will just go for zinc. So it will be argon 3d10 and 4s2. From here itself you can judge something that is very lucrative, although let us convert it into Zn2 plus. So while just shifting from Zn to Zn2 plus, I will very clearly mention argon 3d10 4s0. This is important. So here it is very clear that it will be argon 3d10, and I will be just mentioning these 5 orbitals, each with 2 electrons, and I will just end up with these 5 electrons and the next 5, 10. So in all there are 10 electrons, and we are quite aware of the values +2, +1, 0, -1 and -2. Again very interesting, total spin and L. First let us go for this L. Just now I told you something, that when the sum of the values seems to be equal, over here if someone checks 2 electrons with +2 and at the same time 2 electrons with -2, so you can get a generalization that it has to be 0 because it will get cancelled off. Similarly would be the case for +1 and -1. and nevertheless 0 is 0. Although let us do it. 2 electrons with plus 2, 2 electrons with plus 1, 2 electrons with 0, 2 electrons with minus 1, and 2 electrons with minus 2. Just summing it up, it is very clear from here that it will be plus 4 plus 2 plus 0 minus 2 minus 4, and the total is 0, and the total 0 corresponds to S. So I am clear with the value of L. Thinking about S, let us check. But you should have such kind of other similar examples with you, like copper plus. And when you start thinking for copper plus, I am sure you can cross verify it. We will end with this. So just looking towards the setup of the electrons, you can judge the similarities that will come. So at this point, we can even make a list that for how many different ions generated from atoms, we would have 3d10. The earlier example, it was 3d2. Will the same be possible for vanadium 3 plus? Definitely yes. Will the same be possible for chromium 4 plus? Definitely yes. So these are the things, these are the important points that we should keep in mind while moving from one thing to another thing. And this is how we should work. So over here, when it comes to total spin, it is again very interesting that we are coming up with. And when you think of this total spin, just see how would you end up. Here it is very clear that as there are 10 electrons, plus half, plus half, plus half, plus half, plus half. And now the next 5, minus half, minus half, minus half, minus half, and minus half. Very clear, 0. This 0 when multiplied over here, it's a 0, but you have 1. So 2s plus 1 and L will result into 1s. So this is how it will work with your basic examples, I mean to say. This is how it will work. So we should be clear with this data. So let us do one thing. Before moving further, in context to these examples, a self-task, let us prepare 5 to 10 such examples, or let us find out such examples from different question papers corresponding to different examinations and come out with a conclusion. So this is a very short video where I was not much interested in adding these J, because they are very interesting set of things where you have L plus L up to L minus S, L plus S up to L minus S, and where you are even interested what to take and what to avoid on the basis of L greater than S and L less than S. So in the very next coming up video, we will be justifying the term J subject to condition L less than S, L greater than S. So thank you once again all. A very short video, and it will be followed by another very interesting video. Thank you.